I'll do anything to be on your show. The Biggest Loser!
Fit for TV, The Reality of the Biggest Loser, just premiered on Netflix, and it's just about as horrible as you might have imagined.
We wanted the show to be shocking. One big kumbaya doesn't make great television. I can promise you that.
As we go through this series, we're going to see statements from the producers like that, which, before we go further, I would like to assert one argument to that. One big kumbaya is not going to make good television. Rest my case on that one. They've even got old Greg. I'm just saying. But as we're going through this, you'll see the horrible things that these people were put through. But the interesting thing about that is you've probably already seen it if you watch this show. I never really watched this show. I've got my own stuff. Like that one summer, I was only allowed to eat canned tuna with nothing else, no bread, no nothing, because, you know, 9-year-olds. The 9-year-old in question. Now, keep in mind, treating someone like that, especially a child, is not cool. Either way, we're going to get to that in a second as to why everyone was so okay with this show doing what it did. But I don't think I was the one who needed help, that's for sure. That brings me to some of my most important points of this video. So this is nuanced. Nothing is 100% this way, 100% that way, except the way these people were treated was pretty much 100% wrong. We can go with 100% on that. And if you have eating stuff, this may not be the series for you. You can feel free to scroll and I'll catch you with the next one. I have my own eating stuff. And what you also need to realize, again, back to that not finite thing, but the eating thing can go either way. Now, I went the way, no food, no calories, but it can also go this way too. If you're having something like that, or you're just having a hard time with that, somebody screaming in your face and telling you the worst ever and literally making fun of you on national television is not going to make anything better. You need mental health resources and figuring out the roots of stuff and that sort of thing, right?
Imagine a show that has a scale, but the scale was our main character. Can you get back parts of your life that you've lost? And is it possible you could do it the old-fashioned way? Not with surgery or any other means other than hard work.
What's interesting about that, because isn't the scale basically the main character in almost every facet of life if you think down to it? Now, this is probably just my sociology aliens moment, but I think that weasels its way into every aspect of culture in a lot of negative ways. And that's one thing that I kind of wanted to make the point about that. So people are watching this now, especially younger people, and they're like, how were people not aware that this wasn't okay or anything like that? People were very aware. And in my opinion, it's okay in their eyes to have watched these people be mistreated because those people are bigger. And in their eyes, because of the phobias that they carry, they think that you're allowed to treat them however you want to make them the societal perfection that you have imagined in your head. And they will use every excuse in the book like, oh, I'm worried about their health. But you know, really, they're not worried. They just want to watch the show. And again, to that nuance and finite thing, there are probably a handful of people out there that actually care about their health. But if you actually cared about someone's health and you wanted them to get better, you would worry about their physical and mental health and what your treatment of them might yield in the future. You know what I mean? Then you've got on the other side of this the people who are actually contestants who have been conditioned by this society to think that they are not as worthy as the rest of us, which they are. What? Having some eating stuff is not a moral failing. It just means you got some stuff to work out like the rest of us and we'll figure it out. And if you never do, you're still freaking valid and loved and wonderful. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm not a scientist or a Keebler elf and I let my Lysol wipes dry out. So what do I know?
The Biggest Loser comes up. I already really enjoyed reality television. Jersey Shore.
Get out of my face.
Yo, shut your mouth, you dirty little hamster.
Survivor. I was watching all that stuff, and I'm like, do I have to be on a TV show to lose weight?
I'm going to be drilling in the nuance today. I know what you're saying. Well, they chose this. They wanted to go blah, 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 blah. But those choices come with other societal aspects when you have been labeled deviant because of whatever's going on. And a deviation from society in sociology is basically that you're different than what is the societal norm in that point. So these people say that they were treated as less than or other by family, friends, the world in general. And this was like, oh my God, maybe this is the one that I can get myself together. Not to mention with these shows, well, they knew what they were getting into. Season 1 did not. And this escalated greatly every season to continue to get those ratings because this show was basically carrying that network, and it started in 2004. So, I mean, this was the Wild West of reality television. Now we get to the trainers who treated these people terribly and made millions because of it. And Jillian Michaels, I guess, is upset because she got cast as the bad guy. Anyone with eyes could see that that was not a nice person. However, again, back to that nuance, I'm going to get you. in that culture and that time frame, the way she treated people, people felt like they deserved to be treated like that because of all this other. Anyway, Jillian.
Jillian was a tough coach. She wanted to win the show.
When I met Jillian, she intimidated me.
You want to act like a victim? Don't roll your eyes at me, girl. I will ruin your life in this place.
Beautiful hair flowing. She looks great in her outfit. She comes in with a great smile, and she wants to cut your heart out.
I'm gonna be in your face every day! Every day like this!
See, I just on a personal level have such a stop when it comes to that type of coaching, especially like there's kids coaches who do this, and even with adults. That will work with some people. Some people do like that very intense boot camp, rah. But by and large, people don't. And when they get out, they're actually going to pendulum way back over here. Like, it doesn't really work. Not long term, anyway. So what makes you feel terrible about yourself, screams at you, does all this stuff, the first time you're alone, where are you going? Because you haven't had the mental health help for you to have coping mechanisms and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's where you're... Anyway.
I'm Bob. Bob, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
They came in with a persona.
Bob's gonna be like a Yoda. He's holistic. He's very, I'm here for every piece of you.
Okay, time out. Master Yoda mentioned yellow flag, offsides. No. He did not take himself to the Dagobah system to keep those twins safe to be mentioned in that way. Not to mention that trainer. No.
Today there's cakes everywhere. And one time they made us build towers.
There's just one little problem. You can't use your hands.
Carrying food with our teeth.
You guys follow this? I want to get another one across. I'm going to move this one.
You would be hard-pressed to find a fitness trainer that would approve of that. Oh, so we're going to offer you prizes and we're going to give you all this stuff, but you've got to go put all this food in your mouth and show us that you can restrain yourself. It was for the show. And if you meet a fitness trainer who's like, yeah, that was a good idea, maybe get a different one. We'll see you in part 2 to cover all of that, not to mention the fact that Bob Harper, outside of the obvious, really offended a member of my family who wishes to remain anonymous. Our pooches sit on our lap no matter how many producers are in the house. That's all I'm saying. I'll see you there. Have a good day.